Hello everyone, welcome to this particular video of the crank assembly. In this particular video, we'll be modeling the crankshaft. So taking a look at the crankshaft, you can see we have two elevations, the front view and the side view of the crankshaft. So and we have dimension all around. So now to study the crankshaft, so now if you look at this component here, if you look at this part of the component here, you can see it has 15 thickness. The profile of this long component, of this long part, is one we have here. The profile of this particular part of the crankshaft is what we have here of at an angle of 33 and a radius of 36. So that's the profile of one of these. Then you can see that this is occurring in pairs. So this is one pair, this is another pair, another pair, another pair, another pair. So it's very important we study this diagram before we start modeling it so that we understand exactly what we are doing. So now I'm going to come to edit here so that I can label it for better understanding. Okay, now to label the pair, so this is a pair. So let me label it as 1. Let me label this pair as 1. So let me put 1 here. But this one, you can see the pair is connected with another part of extrusion of 46, and this part is down. So let me just use an arrow to indicate down. So this is the first pair facing down. Now this is another pair. Let me call this 2. But for this second pair, instead of this to be down, it's up. So let me use an arrow to indicate up. This is another pair, third pair. For this third pair, which is this is also up. So let me use an arrow to indicate up. Now, then the final pair is this, 4, and it's down. So the position is down. Okay. All right. So this labeling will make us to understand this diagram more. So let me just go back a little and explain better. Now, for this particular crankshaft, the front view and the side view. For this front view, this particular part of that crankshaft has a profile which will get the information here. You can see the profile. This is it here. So for the profile, this particular part occurs in pairs. So you can see this is the first pair, which I've labeled as pair 1. Then the two components of the pairs are linked with this, I don't know what to call this. They are linked at this point, and the linking is occurring below. So I use an arrow to indicate so that we know it's below. Now, this is the first pair. Another pair is this. So you can see these two pairs are connected at the middle. So that's the way to differentiate between the two pairs. Pair 1, pair 2. So pair 1 and pair 2 they are connected at the middle. So for the second pair, the linking is up. So I've used an arrow to indicate up. So we also have another connection at the middle to separate the two pairs. So between 2 and 3 pairs, the connection is at the top. So then the fourth pair, the connection is down. So now this means that once we draw this first component, when we can copy it, then we can now make the 4 pairs. So that's the first step of what we are going to be doing. Then we're going to connect it with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be connecting the pairs with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then lastly, we are going to be adding this extrusion, then this flywheel. So this is a flywheel. It has holes, so it has 8 holes of 10 diameter. So this is a flywheel. So this is different from this. This is different from this. So this is a flywheel at the end of the crankshaft. So by doing this, we'll be able to model the crankshaft. So our first major concern is how to design one of this. Once we're able to design one of these, then I think we are done with the major of the work. So now, to design one of these, we are going to check the profile from the side view. So what information do we have about the profile? We have this 33, angle of 33. Then it has a base arc of radius 36. So let's try and draw that. So I'll go to my inventor, start to the sketch, select XY plane, change my units to millimeter from inches, millimeter, apply, close. Then I'll pan. Okay, let me just leave it here. So let me go back to my sketch. Okay, all right. So let me check the information again. Okay, 36. Now, from the origin, I'll step downwards at 44. You can say this 44 dimension from the origin. So the first thing I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw a line 44 downwards. So I'll pick line, make sure it's a center line. Then from the origin downwards at 44, enter. Okay, I will zoom and pan appropriately, escape on my keyboard. Then next, I will draw a circle of diameter 72, radius 36, diameter of 72. So circle, I don't want a circle to be on center line, so I'll remove center line. So 72. Okay, now I have that. So now the next step I'm going to do is I'm given that I have the angle of this is 33. The angle of this is 33. Then also I'm given a radius information of 80. So now from this center, I'm going to draw a circle of radius 80. So circle from the center, I'll draw a circle of radius 80, diameter 160. Okay, so now we have a bigger circle of diameter 160, radius 80. So now the next challenge for me is to connect the two circles with a line of 33 degrees. So now these two circles, this smaller circle and the bigger circle, so I need to connect them together with a line that is at angle of 33 degrees. So now to do that, I'm going to pan this away a bit. I'll draw a line. I can make the line a construction line. I can just draw it at any point, make it a vertical line. Okay. Then let me remove the center line. Then I'm going to draw another line at any angle. Okay, so I have something like this. This is a vertical line. I've drawn it as a center line. Then also I drew another line at any angle. So I'm going to be using my dimension now. Okay, 16.5. Okay, at this point now you can see that these two lines are at 16.5 apart. 16.5 apart, meaning that half of 33, which is 16.5, it has been made at an angle of 16.5. So the next challenge for me is to now make this line tangent to this circle. But before I do that, I can remove my dimension. I'm going to delete this dimension, delete, then I'll delete this line also. So all I need is to make this line at the right angle, which is 16.5 from the vertical, which I have done. So now I'm going to make this line tangent to this circle. So I'm going to click on tangent under constraint panel. So there is a target constraint. So I want this line to be tangent to this circle. So now you can see what I have. The line has moved to a position where it is tangent to the circle. So you can see the line is not touching my circle. So if it's touching your circle, in your case, you can leave it. But if not, I will extend. So I'm going to extend the line to meet at the point of tangency with the circle. Okay, I've done this. So I'm going to mirror it to the other direction. So click on mirror, select the line you want to mirror, which is this mirror line, which is this center line I've drawn, apply, done. Okay, now you can see now I have two lines and the angle here should be 33.8. Let's confirm that with our dimension. Okay, so the angle is 33, which is what I want according to the diagram. 33, I want the lines to be 33 apart, which is what I want. So the final step for me is to use my trim to get my final profile. Okay, all right. So I'm going to delete the dimension so that we can see. So should I leave the dimension? Maybe I should leave it. Now I have a closed object. The trim has been done. The profile has been created based on the information that we have. 33 at from the center. There is a distance of 44. Then 36. Then this angle is 80. Okay. So these other information are for other components of the crankshaft. Okay, so now at this point, I'll click on Finish Sketch, Extrude. What's the thickness of the extrusion? We are given to be 15. 15. So I will extrude at 15. 15. Okay. All right, good. So now you can see I have this part fully made. So if you have done this part completely, if you have been able to do this completely, then now you can now pair it. So you can see, as I said, it's occurring in pairs. It's occurring in pairs. So the distance between each pair is 46. 46. So I'm going to be using mirror to pair it. Mirror. So I need to have my mirror line, my mirror plane. So plane offset from plane. So from this plane at the back, 46 divided by 2, that will be 23 at the distance of 23. So I've created my mirror plane at distance of 23, half of the required distance I want, which is 46. So mirror now, select the feature, select the mirror plane. Okay, all right, good. So I can remove the visibility of this mirror plane. Okay, so now you can see I've made the first pair. I've made the first pair, which is what we have here. So pair 1 has been made at a distance of 46. So I might also want to connect it with this. Now the connection is below, as we have said, the connection is below. So the next step for me is to link these two with this extrusion. So I need to get the diameter information of this, then I will extrude at 46. Now looking around, I can see the information is not given here. Neither is it here. Okay, I think yes, I have it here. Diameter 54. Diameter 54. Okay, so with this, I'll be able to link it up. Diameter 54. So the diameter is 54, then I will extrude at 46. So now I go to my inventor, start to the sketch. Okay, let me draw it on which plane? Let me use the back plane, which is this. Okay, so the plane I've chosen is not visible. View, I'll change my view to wireframe so that I can see through and I can see the plane that I've selected. Okay. All right. So now I'm supposed to draw that line, center line from the center, 44. That same vertical distance of 44 we used the other time, 44. So that will take me to of the circle I need. You can see this 44. This distance of 44 will take us to this point. Then from this point, then we can now draw uh, our diameter 54. So circle, remove center points. So diameter 54. Okay, so now we have it, diameter 54, finish sketch. I can change my visibility back to shaded with hidden lines. All right, so now I'm going to extrude at distance. What is the distance? Distance 46 to link it up. Okay, Good. Okay, good. Okay, view. Let me change my view to shaded with edges, not shaded with hidden edges, shaded with edges. Okay, I like this option. All right, so now you can see we have our first pair fully modeled. Our first pair, pair one, fully modeled. So let me turn into the side view so that we can see it better. So now you can see that the first pair has been fully modeled. We have done this profile, we mirrored it, and we connected it with this diameter 54. So the first pair. So pair one and pair two, the difference between them is they are facing opposite direction. So that's why on the side view, you can see this 33-degree. So we have another no, another 33 here to show that we have two cases or two pairs of it, one facing up, then another pair of it facing down. So that's why we have this. So we have another pair facing downwards. So these two are in opposite direction. They are in opposite direction. So now it means that since I've done one of it, I can easily use it to create the other pair. So how am I going to do that? To create the other pair in the other direction. So I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to create a plane. This distance is 38 apart. I'm going to create a plane at distance 38 that will take me to this point. So um, plane offset from this plane, I need a distance of 38. Okay. Okay. All right. So now from this distance, I'm going to use project geometry. Okay, start to the sketch. I'm working on this plane, so I've selected the plane. So now I'm going to be using project geometry to outline the edges, these edges on this plane. So project geometry is very useful when you are doing your modeling. Project geometry is very useful. So we are going to see what project geometry is going to do now. So project geometry, I want to project this plane on this face on this plane. So I click on the face. So you can see yellow, you can see the yellow outline. So the face has been projected on this plane. So I don't need to draw this 2D again. I don't need to repeat that. Um, I don't need to repeat it. So with my project geometry, I've been able to project that face on the plane. Now, after using my project geometry, now the next thing I'm supposed to do is to rotate this yellow 2D profile. Well, now you see that once I click rotate and I want to select the yellow outline, which is the 2D, I'm unable to select it. I'm unable to select it. So the reason why I'm unable to select it is because this outline has been fixed. It has been constrained. It has been fixed. So I need to remove the constraint. It has been constrained. That's why it's still yellow. So I need to remove the constraint. So to do that, I'm going to select the line. Now you can see this sign here. So that was the sign that's telling me it has been constrained. So I'm going to delete the sign. So delete constraint. Okay. You can notice that the yellow has turned to a purple color. So that shows that the constraint has been removed. So I'm going to remove all the constraints on this profile. So select it, right click, delete constraint. Select. Now, not delete. Delete will delete the entire line. So I don't want delete. What I want is delete constraint. So be sure you are clicking on delete constraint, not delete. Delete constraint. Okay. So by clicking on delete constraint, I've been able to remove it from yellow color. So now it's now a green color to show that all the constraint has been removed. So now by removing all the constraint, I'm free to modify this 2D profile. So now I can choose rotate, select what I want to rotate. Then I want to rotate about this center point at an angle of 180 degrees to turn it upside down. Good. Now I've achieved that. I've been able to rotate it at 180 degrees. So it has formed another 2D profile for me in the opposite direction. So now I can finish extrude at same 15, 15. Okay, good. Very good. Now I'll remove my plane, visibility of my plane. All right, this is good. This is a good step. So I've been able to do this in the opposite direction. So I'm going to form a pair from it. I'm going to form a pair of distance 46. So plane again, offset distance 46. Half of 46 is 23. So I form my mirror plane, select profile, mirror plane. Okay, remove visibility for this. Okay, now you can see now I've formed the second pair. So opposite direction. Okay, you can see just like we have it in the side view. Okay, just like we have it in the side view. So this looks good. So the next thing is for me to connect, and I'm going to connect it at the top. I'm going to be connecting it at the top. Okay, so to connect that, I'm going to select start on this plane. Okay, so just like we did the other time, distance of 44. Okay, I can put it on this view, change my visibility to wireframe again. Okay, now line, center line. So my 44 will be going upward this time, not downward, so that I can locate the center points. Then diameter 54, circle, diameter 54. Okay, finish sketch, good. View, shaded with edges. All right, this looks good. Then extrude, extrude at 46. Okay, good. This is good. So now I've been able to draw pair 1 and pair 2 fully done. Pair 1 and pair 2 fully done. Okay, at this point, I think I should link pair 1 and pair 2 together. I think at this point, I can link pair 1 and pair 2 together. So let me do that. So let me do that. The information I have for this is diameter 72 and the extrusion is 38. So I can easily do this now. Start to the sketch. Let me select this face. To be able to see through the 3D model, I will change my view again to wireframe. So sketch, circle, diameter 54, means diameter 72. Am I right with that? Yes, diameter 72, then extrusion of 38. So finish. Let me remove the view from wireframe. Now extrusion of 38. 38. Okay, excellent. All right, so pair 1, pair 2 has been done successfully. Pair 1 and pair 2 has been done successfully. Then the both has been linked successfully. All right, so now my next challenge is to do pair 3 and pair 4. So this will be easy for me to do. I can just mirror pair 1 and pair 2 to get pair 3 and pair 4. So now this will be the distance between pair 1, pair 2, pair 3, pair 4. This will be the distance between them. So I'm just going to mirror these two pairs to form this other two pairs. So this distance is distance of 38. So I'm going to create a mirror plane at this point, half of this distance of 38. I'm going to create a mirror half of 38. So mirror plane offset half of 38 is 19. Okay, you can see my mirror plane 19 half of 38. Then I'll mirror. So I'm going to select all of these features, all of them, because I'm mirroring all of them. Then mirror plane, select this. Okay, good, excellent. So all my 4 pairs have been fully modeled. Okay, yes, I'm getting to the end of this. Now I'm going to link these two together. I'm going to link these two together with this diameter 72, extrusion of 38. Diameter 72, 38. Select this face, view, wireframe, sketch circle from the center, 72, finish sketch. Okay, change my view back to shaded with edges, then extrude with distance of 38. Okay, 38, apply. All right, good, very good. So all the 4 piers has been fully modeled. Pier 1, Pier 2, Pier 3, Pier 4. They have been fully modeled. So my crank shaft is almost done. So the final part of this crankshaft is I'm going to model this extreme and this extreme. I'm going to add these two extremes to it. Let me start with this. What information do I have for this? Okay, 38. The diameter is the same as this. Diameter 32, 72, extrusion of 38. So I'm going to add it to this end. Start to the sketch. Circle, diameter 72. Extrusion of 38. 38, apply. Then also I have another diameter 32, extrusion of 18. Circle of diameter 32, extrusion of 80. Okay, so this end has been completed. I'm going to change my view to this other hand. So I'm going to change my view to this other hand. In this other hand, I have okay, 72, 38 again. Start to the plane, circle, 72, enter, finish sketch, extrude at 38. Okay, now I have that. Then finally I will add this this wheel. I think it's a flywheel, of diameter 144 and an extrusion of 15. So I'm going to add this flywheel to it, diameter 144 to this end. Circle, start to the sketch, circle, diameter 144, finish sketch, extrude at 15. Okay, so now my crankshaft is almost completed. My crankshaft is almost completed. Just a few more steps. Now, the few more steps I have to do, one of it is to add this hole. We have 8 holes of 10 diameter. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to be saving my project. Before I draw the holes, before I draw these 8 copies of holes, so I'm going to save my project. So let me save my project, then I'll finalize on the creation of the crankshaft. So to save, I'll click on Save Crankshafts. So we are saving all components in the same folder of crank assembly. So I'll click on Save. So the next step for me now is to create the holes, the 8 holes of diameter 10. That'll be the next step for me. Okay, now to continue with the project. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'll be drawing these 8 holes of diameter 10. So start to the sketch, select this plane. Then I'll draw my circle. Make sure you pick the center point correctly. Diameter 110. So I'm going to be drawing a small circle of diameter 10. Diameter 10. So circle, diameter 10. Okay. Now I'm going to delete this bigger circle I've drawn escape on my keyboard. I'm going to delete this bigger circle. I've only used it to obtain the center point of this circle, which I've obtained. So I'm going to delete this big circle. Now, the next step is to use circular pattern to create 8 copies. So geometry, I'll select geometry, the center points. I want 8 copies. 8 copies. Okay. So now you can see I have 8 copies of diameter 10. Finish sketch. Now I'm going to extrude. So make sure you select the 8 copies at once. 8 copies. All right. Then I want to make a cut. I'm not making a join, but a cut. So I'm cutting through. I'm cutting through. Okay. All right. Good. I've been able to achieve that. You can see my flywheel. It has 8 holes of diameter 10. So that is good. So I think we are done with our crankshaft modeling. So is there any missing information? I'm trying to look if there's any fillet information we need to add at this point. Is there? Okay, I can see the crankshaft has some fillets, but we are not given information of the fillet radius. So, okay, radius 3. So I can add fillet of radius 3 at the corners to give it a nice look. So radius 3. So I'm adding fillets, fillets, fillets to all these corners to give it a nice blend. Okay, let me turn it the other way around. Fillets, 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 fillets. Apply. Okay, so that's fillets. So I've applied my fillets. Then lastly, I'm going to give it an appearance. So I will come to the model tree, select the crankshaft, appearance, then just like we've been doing before, steel, search for steel, then below steel galvanized. So that's the material we have been using in previous videos. So add to my selection. Okay, now we have our crankshaft looking beautiful. Now we have our crankshaft looking beautiful and well made. So if you have enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, add a comment if you have any challenge in the course of creating these parts. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. In the next video, we'll be looking at how to assemble all the components that we have made. So thank you for joining this video. See you in the next video.